Hello guys, today we are gonna investigate some malware and analyze it. So today I have a Flare VM loaded up and we're gonna analyze the malware inside this folder. If you want to find where this malware is located, it is in a GitHub. I will paste it in the description. It's an old malware, so I don't know if this will work, but this is for lab purposes, so I wouldn't recommend putting this on your actual computer. This is all lab oriented. Alright, so if we open up the malware analyze folder, if my Flare VM wants to load, I kind of already done some of this stuff, but we can see that we have a practice malware analyze lab.exe, and then we also have a readme. So Flare VM comes with a bunch of tools that I highly recommend that you install on your VM. They are, it's not one of those the better ones for malware analysts, but it's pretty up there for putting it in an isolated environment and just seeing how it functions. Alright, so I'm gonna open up cmder, and this is gonna be a static malware analysis, and so I'm gonna wait for cmder to load. Alright, perfect. So first we want to see what kind of file this is, because at the end of the day we can change the .exe to anything, like a .jpeg or a PNG, and it'll still be an executable. Watch. So if I right click and just click rename on it, and I just put PNG, change file name extension, you just want to click on it. Alright, so now we have that. So if we do we have the file command? Yeah, we do. Alright, cool. So basically what's nice about cmder is that you can just drag and drop the file inside of it. So if we just drop it there and we just do a file, we can see that it is a executable right here still. If we change the .png, it's still an executable. So I'm just trying to get you guys to understand that how people can hide it just to be like a .png or a .jpeg. It'll still be an executable if you run it. Alright, so that's why you gotta be safe out there. So sorry about the raspy voice. So if we just put it back to .exe, right, and we can still put like file and drag the file in there, and we just run it. Yeah, it's still a so we got that out of the way. We know that it's an executable. So another thing we can do is take the hash and see if it's uploaded to virus total. Just type in Google Chrome, right? And this is one of my first videos on this channel. I'm going to be doing more analysis. I'm also learning with you guys, so I'm not an expert by any means. I'm no expert. This is just for the fun of it and just seeing what some malware can do on a VM. Alright, so if we just do a virus total. Alright. I've used this website a couple times. It's pretty legendary checking hashes. And seeing what kind of things that are potentially on the executable. Alright, so let's go to our handy dandy hashcal. This is what also is included in Flare VM. So no, I think it's hash map files. That's what's installed on the Flare VM. So if we just drag it here, right, we can see that we have an MD5 and a SHA-256. So copy this MD5, right, and we can just go into the search, right, basically, and just paste the file hash and see if there's anything about it. Oh, there we go. So just like that, it has been loaded up on virus total. So we can see all the kind of things they have on here, you know, like malicious, deep instinct, signet. This is what's cool about virus total. You can see all different types of information on here. And to be honest, I'm still learning, but I know this is a pretty high score for malicious. Yeah, so we can see some of these things that are, we have a Trojan, malicious, yeah. So we have a lot of malicious things on here that it's unsafe according to these vendors. So that means you gotta trust the vendors, they're more smart at the end of the day. So that's one way. You can also check out the hashes of virus total, which is pretty nice. Static analysis, so that we can take check some of the strings. So we could do like string and 5, and then we could also just drag it here. Then we can see all the types of things that it may have loaded up in the string format. It's a lot, so you could redirect this to an output file. And I'm more of a Linux guy, Kali Linux, and this is my first time using Flare VM. So if you guys in the comments want me to try something else or a different malware, just feel free to message in the description. The thing for a static analysis is that we can check the package. We can see packaged and such. And so we can just drag it in here in the file, and then we can see overall that this is how it was packaged. That's about it. You can see how it was packaged, unpack info. So yeah, that's what's it looks like it was packaged by WinRAR, probably. Like I said, this is one I downloaded from GitHub, dynamic analysis. So this is where the VM needs to be, and that needs to be cut off, because I'm not trying to get infected. Neither should you guys. So we're going to change to a host only adapter. So it should be disabled. It's disabled. Alright. So we are gonna do called a reg shot. So this will check all the registered keys to make sure that the ones we have now are the same compared to the next one after the malware is run. Cool. So reg shot. Come on. Perfect. So if we take a first shot, and this will compare all the logs. This might take a little bit, so I'm gonna speed up this process. Alright, so as you can see, it is finally done with the first shot. So that's amazing. So there's a couple of tools I use for a dynamic analysis. So we have Procmon right here. This will see all the processes going on currently. So there. So this tool is pretty useful. You can go in here, and this you can see the process tree of like, oh, so this is all under one parent ID or just one application. So yeah, so this is a useful tool. So the malware isn't ran yet. Another tool I use is called, alright, so I had to take a break. Flare VM does not have Process Hacker. It's a very useful tool. I'm gonna look more into this Flare VM tools and what I need to install. I'm not really sure what's going on. I got the Flare VM from one of my friends, so I guess he didn't have all the tools installed on there. So we're still gonna run this dynamic analysis. I don't care. So alright, we got a reg shot, we got a process monitor. Another thing that we should have is task schedule, because there's potential indications that this can be something that the malware puts some tasks in. So yeah, so all these tools are here, just all for the dynamic analysis. There might be better tools out there for sure. If there is, guys, send me some, please. We have our tools ready. So we are gonna run this malware. The more interesting part than, you know, the static. 3, 2, 1. Let's run it. There it is. So it's in the system. We have started it, as you can see in the process tree. And then we can click add process and child to the included filter. Alright, and so then it'll add it all here. And look all the operations going on. It's insane. So I'll let this run for a little bit, but you can see like a lot of these are registry keys. So yeah, that's crazy. This is what is happening when it ran. And then I'll come back to you guys. So we can look at Flare VM. And you can see this is our IP address, because it's on the VM, right? And it's sending all this stuff out. So you can see all these things, all these items going out. It all varies, right? You can be connected to the internet and see what's all being sent out there. But for this lab, there isn't a whole lot. You can see a lot of SSDPs, DHCP that's getting ran. So yeah, that's what's nice about it. Okay, cool. So it looks like this GitHub also has a bunch of other labs that we can try. This was just an overall. This is just a practical one. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna let this stop. So, what am I thinking? I can't just let it stop. Alright, so we gotta let it ran for a little bit. So I think at this point we should take the second shot. Alright, this might take a little bit, so I'll speed up the process for you guys. But yeah, let's go back to the tree and see what's also going on. So look at in the practical malware analysis labs, we can see that there's a Windows terminal. You can see exactly what the path is going, the command that it's running. Alright, so like even here too, all these syntax additionally added onto the command. Another one is cmd.exe. It's crazy what's all been added on. Come on, Ragshot, please don't crash on me. Come on. Come on. I believe in you. Sometimes you can see where the information is going out. This will take a minute. Alright. So, we can see the different types of things that were going out. It's about Ragshot. You can see what's all been changed in the registry. A lot of these things got deleted. You can see like accounts, keys added, values deleted. Thank you guys for watching. This is my first analysis video. I know I got some work to do, but thank you so much for listening. If you want another one, just make sure to comment and like, sub. Thank you so much for today.